a WikiVidi Documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Heathers TV series. Heathers is an upcoming American anthology television series based on the film of the same name written by Daniel Waters. The first season, consisting of 10 episodes, is set to premiere on the Paramount Network sometime in 2018. Premise: Heathers is an hour-long pitch-black comedy anthology set in the present day, as heroine Veronica Sawyer deals with a very different, but equally vicious group of Heathers. Development. On August 27, 2009, Sony Pictures Television announced that Heathers was to be adapted for television to air on Fox. Mark Rizzo was hired to write the series, and Jenny Bix was to co-produce with Lakeshore Entertainment. The program was described as a modernized version of the original story, and all characters from the film were expected to be scripted into the adaptation. On September 12, 2012, it was announced that the television network Bravo would begin developing a Heathers reboot unrelated to the earlier announcement by Sony Pictures Television. The storyline was to pick up 20 years after the events of the film, when Veronica returns home to Sherwood, Ohio, with her teenage daughter, who had to contend with the next generation of mean girls, all named Ashley. They were to all be the daughters of the two surviving Heathers. Neither Ryder nor Slater were attached to the project. However, in August 2013, Bravo declined to order the series. On March 16, 2016, TV Lan ordered a newly developed iteration of the series described as an anthology dark comedy set in the present day. The series is set to be written by Jason McAuliffe and Tom Rosenberg, and Gary Lucchese will executive produce for Lakeshore Entertainment. On January 13, 2017, Heathers was ordered to series at TV Land. In March 2017, it was reported that the series was moving to the Paramount Network. Aubrey Beinzer, the series' costume designer, grew up watching the original movie and wanted to pay homage to the movie's iconic outfits without slavishly copying them. She describes how she used color to establish a connection between the source material and the revamped version. Casting. On October 11, 2016, it was announced that James Scully and Grace Victoria Cox had been cast in the male and female leads JD and Veronica. Later that month, Melanie Field, Brendan Scannell, and Jasmine Matthews joined the main cast as the titular Heathers. On November 22, 2016, it was announced that original film cast member Shannon Doherty had been cast as a pivotal character in the series' pilot episode. It was later reported that she is set to appear in 3 of the first season's episodes in total. On June 23, 2017, Burgundy Baker and Cameron Gelman signed onto the series in the recurring roles of Lizzie and Kurt, respectively. On July 6, 2017, it was reported that Selma Blair had been cast in the recurring role of Jade, the gold-digging stepmother to Heather Duke, who is described as a stripper menthol smoker who is rough around the edges, but with a bit of glamour to her. Filming. In November 2016, the series pilot began production in Los Angeles. Principal photography on the rest of the first season took place from spring through fall of 2017 in Chatsworth, California. Locations utilized for filming included the Rancho San Antonio, which is being used to portray Westerberg High School. Marketing. On August 28, 2017, the Paramount Network released a teaser trailer for the series. On January 18, 2018, the first official trailer for the series was released. Premiere. The series was initially set to debut on March 7, 2018. However, on February 28, 2018, it was announced that the premiere would be delayed in light of the Stoneman Douglas High School shooting. Paramount Network released a statement explaining their decision, saying, "Paramount Network's original series Heathers is a satirical comedy that takes creative risks in dealing with many of society's most challenging subjects, ranging from personal identity to race and socioeconomic status to gun violence. While we stand firmly behind the show, in light of the recent tragic events in Florida and out of respect for the victims, their families, and loved ones, We feel the right thing to do is delay the premiere until later this year. Reception. The series has received a negative reception from critics upon its premiere. On the review aggregation website Rotten Tomatoes, the series holds a 20% approval rating with an average rating of 5.83 out of 10 based on 5 reviews. Daniel Feinberg of The Hollywood Reporter gave the series a negative review saying, "With nearly 30 years to study and learn from the film, Paramount Network's TV take on Heathers is a one-note disappointment, taking certain surface-level detours from the movie, and adding precious little scathing insight of its own." Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?